So we wanted to bring something a bit different today, because theft feels way too common now and bikes vanish without a trace. That pushed us to try the RAVEMEN ABF01. This is a small Apple Find My supported tracker that sits under the bottle cage with a hidden style. We have been out with it for days, so we want to tell you how it behaves on a bike. Let's get started. And before we open the box, let us mention the part that first caught our attention. The ABF01 hides under the bottle cage in a way that almost looks like part of the frame. That design choice grabbed us right away, because a tracker only helps if no one notices it. So this device aims for secrecy first, which matters a lot when theft happens fast. Now that we have that thought in mind, let us walk through the unboxing. Besides the main device, we get a small set of parts. There is the warranty card at the top, which gives us a chance to extend support. We also get the screw kit, a tiny key, and 2 O-rings that help with a cleaner fit. A USB-A to USB-C cable sits under that, which feels nice because we do not need to search for our own cable later. A short user manual completes the package, which keeps things simple. And then we have the tracker itself. The shape looks a bit larger in the hand, which can worry some people at first, but once it sits under the bottle cage, it almost disappears. The finish feels tight. There is no cheap flex on the surface. RAVEMEN clearly shaped this with the bottle cage area in mind. And as we hold it, we also notice the weight. At 27 grams, it barely adds anything to the bike. So we have the pieces, we have the small screws, and we have the cable for charging. Now let us move to the part that really matters to riders, which is the installation. So first we removed the bottle cage and aligned the tracker, placed it in the middle, and put the bottle cage back on top. The screw holes lined up well. We tightened them with the small key in the kit. And once we stepped back, the tracker had that hidden vibe we hoped for. The frame kept its clean line. Unless someone knows this exact model, they will walk past without a clue. We also moved the bike around a bit to check for rattles. Everything stayed tight. The weight did not shift anything, and the cage felt normal. So from a rider's point of view, the install process is a nice touch. And with IPX6 water resistance, the tracker can stay through rain or road spray without a worry. Now that it sits on the bike, let's talk about how it connects to Apple Find My. Now this only works with Apple's Find My network. Android riders will not get support here, which is unfortunate. But for iPhone users, the pairing process feels simple. On one side of the tracker, there is a small button. Held it for 3 seconds. The device beeped. Now just opening the Find My app, tapped Add Item, and our phone found it fast. We named it, picked an emoji, and confirmed the link to our Apple ID. The device showed up in the items list right away, which gives us the map view and the extra tools. Starting with the sound feature, and it gives off a sharp, clear tone. Helps in a tight parking lot or a crowded event where you forget where you locked the bike. Directions also work well. The app opens Apple Maps and draws a path to the bike, which saves time when we visit new places. But the most confident feature remains Lost Mode. When you activate it, any iPhone in the area can detect the tracker and update the location. If someone finds the bike, they will see your contact info. That will give a chance to recover the bike or pass the exact spot to the police. So for someone who goes out daily, this brings a bit of calm. And if you share the bike with family or ride far from home, this allows them to know where you are and if you have stopped for too long. Now that we handled the basic use, let us talk about charging and battery. A tracker on a bike only works if you trust the battery. And this gives us up to 8 months on one charge, which stays high for a device that sends its position through the Find My network. And the company claims a full charge takes around 2 hours through USB-C. We like that the port sits under a flap. Its placement saves us from removing the bottle cage each time. We just slide the bike closer to a socket or a power bank, open the flap, and plug it in. A small LED goes green during charging and turns off when the battery reaches full. Overcharge protection helps the long-term life of the cell, which gives a peace of mind. And if the battery runs low, your iPhone alerts you, so you never guess when it needs a top-up. If the bike stays in a garage for months, you can turn the device off with a triple press. But we prefer to keep it active because it consumes little power. And an 8-month cycle keeps maintenance very low. Now, besides the specs and the nice mounting method, the real value of the ABF01 shows up in daily life. We ride through the city for work, for fun, and sometimes for errands. We stop for water, coffee, or a short rest. And even if we never leave the bike far away, theft can happen in seconds. So a tiny tracker under the bottle cage adds a layer of comfort. We also like how our family can check our location during long rides. If we stay stuck in one place for too long, they can call and ask if we are all right. And on group rides, this helps us find each other when someone takes the wrong turn. The build quality feels right for the price. The mount holds tight. The sound from the tracker helps in crowded places. And the Find My network works well, as long as iPhone users are in the area, which covers most cities now. So is it worth it? For us, yes. The ABF01 blends into the bike in a natural way. The weight stays almost nothing. The Find My features behave well, and the peace of mind alone gives it a strong reason to stay on the bike. If theft worries you, or if you want family to know where you are on long rides, this device makes sense. So that was all. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you found it helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more reviews.